So number 20. So the more homework a student turns in, the higher the homework grade will be. So hopefully you know that that would be a positive, and they do cause each other. So if you turn in your homework grade's going to be higher. If you don't turn it in, it's going to be lower. Okay, so this one was very similar to number 12, but this one asked for perpendicular. So I'm going to look at this number right here. So since my slope is 2, in order for it to be perpendicular, it has to be an opposite sign, and the numbers have to switch. So I'm looking for a slope that has 1/2. So that means B and D are gone. So now I'm going to type in, remember I could do some math work, but I'm going to let the calculator do calculations for me. So I'm going to put 1/2 x plus 5. Go to second graph. I want -2, 6 on this one. So -2 does have 6, so there's my answer. And again, just like before, I'm going to make sure that I didn't mess up somewhere. So -2, 10. Okay, so B is the only one that has that point. So there's my answer. All right. Next problem. All right. So you have, it says it takes 0.75 hours to paint, or hour to paint a wall of a building, and 2 hours to replace a light fixture. The function below can be used to find W, the walls painted, and the number of light fixtures, L, replaced in a 40-hour work week. So here it's telling us that this is the walls. So W is walls. This will be important. And L is the fixtures. So it's saying on this, if we're painting 40 walls, how many light fixtures will we have? So I kind of want you to think of this as an X and a Y. So in here, in this case, the W, I hope you would realize, is the Y, and the L is the X, because that's the place that they're in. So I'm going to put this formula in Y equals. So I'm going to go type alpha Y equals enter. I'm going to type in 40 minus 2, and I'm going to put X because I can't put L, point, and I can't put the 0. And now I'm going to go to second graph. Now, it's telling us that the walls are 40. So if we paint 40 walls, how many light fixtures will have been fixed? So if you go down, here's 40, across from it is 5. So there's our answer. 5 light fixtures will be fixed. So I would write in 5 and bubble in my answer. Alright, so number 23. So you have a graph, and it wants you to write in point slope formula. So here's what I want you to know. You can use any one of these 3 points, but if you look at your answer choice, I have 5 and 1, 1 and 5, 1 and 5, 1 and 5. So the only one that gives me the 1 and 5 is this one. So it doesn't make sense for us to look at these 2 answer choices. Now it could be where it's 2 of them, but this one was nice enough to only give us 1 point that we're dealing with. So if you look, your point slope form is on your formula chart, and it says y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Okay, so I know that my y1 is 5, and I know that my x1 is negative. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put these things in now, the others that belong. Now, I don't know what the slope is without doing it real quick, but if you look, all these have -3, so that's not even anything that you need to concern yourself with. Now, what you should notice is that these are minus a negative. Minus a negative just means plus. Now, if you recall, I told y'all basically what will happen is that you'll put the opposite of what's in. So if you look, this 5 is positive over here. When we plug it in, it went in as a negative. If you look here, it was negative, went in as a positive. It's just the math that works out. This is the way you should write it, or this is the way you'll write it, but this is the way that ELC will show it. So if you look, your answer is A. Alright, 2 more. So you have an arithmetic sequence. I need you to know if you see f of n, f of x, anything that says f of anything, that's a y equals problem. So I'm going to go to y equals. I'm going to type in that problem. I'm going to go to second graph. It wants to know the 8th term, so I need to go all the way down to 8. Okay, what's across from 8? -10. So there's our answer. So basically what you're looking at, they want the 8th term. The 8th term was -10. So you have to put the negative, and then you write in the 10, or you bubble in the 10. All right, last problem. Okay, so you're going to write the equation of the line that has a slope of -9 and passes through the point -4, 2. Okay, so that is this problem. So now what we're going to do is we're going to plug in what we know. Here's our slope, here's our x1, here's our y1. So hopefully you will remember what we just talked about. Our y is positive, so it's going to just come in as the minus, so -2. Our slope stays the same, so this is -9. And then our x, if we were to plug in a -4, that would become +4, because you'd have 2 negatives. And there's your answer. And that completes the second part of the review.